Okay, so here is another video. Um, as I've said in previous videos, these are going to be pretty unvarnished, no editing, so if I make a mistake, I make a mistake, and that will be the way things are. So for those who are just looking at this for the first time, my goal this year was originally to make 26 videos, so effectively one every 2 weeks. As it's turned out, we're in February still, and I've made probably about 12, so well above the pace I was going to. And it's really about personal development. So the whole idea of doing these videos is really partly for my own personal development in terms of speaking to a camera, which I've never really liked, but it's also about trying to chronicle my year of personal development. And so far, I have to admit, it's still kind of going slow. I still need to take a step back and actually frame a lot of my goals. I think one of the problems for all of us is shiny object syndrome. So suddenly I'll see something and I think that's really interesting, and I start to go down that rabbit hole and find myself distracted. Yesterday, for example, I was looking at a YouTube video talking about KDP Amazon books, so self-publishing on Amazon basically. And I thought, wow, people are making $8,000 a month publishing their book. I mean, whether they are or not this person that they were, maybe they are, but again, it's usually the top 2% are probably making that. So I'm getting kind of ahead of myself, but it sounded quite interesting. But I realized by suddenly directing myself towards that, I was distracting myself away from what I'm already doing, how I'm already progressing in terms of trying to develop passive income streams, income generating ideas, and so on. So one thing I'm already doing at the moment is writing on Medium. So if you know the platform Medium, you write your own articles, you can monetize it, so on and so forth. I've been on Medium for probably about a year and a half now. If you want to follow me or read what I've written, I'm under Spirit Worth. So one word, Spirit Worth. And I write about personal development, money, life, a fairly broad range of things, to be fair. But I also want to write a newsletter. So I've looked at the different ways of approaching newsletters and how to fine tune it, and yeah, I've got some great ideas, but the trouble is I keep on trying to perfect it rather than just go, you know what, just throw it out there, leave yourself vulnerable, take a risk. And that's really part of the problem here. Everything I'm trying to do has to be perfect, when really, just get it out there. Tell some of your friends that you're going to do it. That will keep you accountable, and just make those mistakes. And again, I always still think of the principle of I need to get more comfortable making more mistakes, because that will be where my growth comes from. It's just the way it is. So at some point soon, touch wood, I will launch my newsletter. I actually put it in my journal back in November that I'm planning to launch a newsletter curating the best stuff I see on the internet. Hasn't happened yet. Life happens and distractions, but that's the whole point of this. Try to narrow down your focus. And this is a message to myself. Try to narrow down my focus so that I can ultimately move forward. Now, I guess over the last week, I have also, found myself distracted by things at work, but I know I need to simplify systems use more leverage. Leverage being other people's time. Delegate. Stop getting lost in the weeds. So I guess another message for myself, and this is really, I've said this before on this channel. This channel is for me to look back in 6 months' time, in a year's time, and go, ah, that's what I was thinking at the time. And that's how good or bad I was at speaking to a camera and so on. So I'm actually talking to myself now in a perverse way. But I need to make sure that I don't get lost in the weeds. To make sure that I learn how to delegate stuff, but also that I actually don't just focus on maintenance, which a lot of that is, stripping things down and just doing things more efficiently, but actually growing. I know I need to upskill in a certain few areas in life. It's just the way things are, and that's really got to be my focus. Yeah, that's all I've got for this video this time. Again, I'm still trying to find my focus. And I say it every week, and I know I need to write things down, and I know I've been a personal development junkie for years, and this YouTube is just another way in which to try and make myself more accountable and to basically to try and find myself. This YouTube channel will not monetize. It's not the way I'm seeing things, but I do think that there is value in us all putting ourselves out there, and particularly as YouTube, the way it's framed from the outside, it's a young person's gig. It's Gen Z. It's even young millennial. I'm neither of those. I'm Gen X, full on Gen X. So in a way, this is a message to other Gen Xers. Just try some stuff. It's not too late. Just kind of make some mistakes, because you deep down you feel that you're still 22. Let's be honest. Any Gen Xer will say, I can't believe I am X age, but you actually are. But you still feel younger. You still feel have value. So this is all about putting yourself out there to show that you can still do it. I mean, God, this doesn't have to be about, Mr. Beast and his millions of followers, and I think he's great in terms of how he has got great focus, how he's knowing how to monetize. Brilliant. But for you on an individual level, find your angle, your vibe, your focus, and just go for it. We don't get any second go at this. My view on life and non-reincarnation might differ from you. But yeah, it's towards the end of February. We're past 1/8 of the year, or whatever. My math is pretty crap at the moment. I need to kind of step up. If by the end of March I'm kind of and ahhing, it'd be like, well, that's a quarter of the year gone, and I still haven't advanced myself. So yeah, newsletter has to come, more streamlining of processes and delegation at work has to come. I need to start focusing on upgrading my skills has to come. And yes, and building on Medium. As I say, take a look at Medium. All you have to do is just Google Spiritworth Medium and see what articles come up. You don't even have to subscribe. But yeah, that is going to be a big focus for me. And yeah, slowly but surely, this thing will progress. And again, I'm getting a handful of viewers for each one of these videos. So thank you for looking in on me if you are. That's not really the goal. The goal is accountability for myself. The goal is to push myself out of my comfort zone. The goal is just to make this year a year that I know that I have advanced myself. Right, so wow, 10 minutes. Hey, that's I'm getting longer at this as well. You should try it. If you haven't tried these videos, try doing your own. It's quite therapeutic, cathartic even. Okay, that's it for me. Laters.